It was so nice, sweet man. One was 50 and the others were in their 30s.
Wow.
And they asked like really, to me, mystica questions, and they really heard what I was saying. And I said, we'll get together again and we'll talk. You know, I gave them this book. And they're looking. They don't want to do anything too dangerous. They're afraid, like maybe if we do this, like maybe we won't be able to come back to normalcy. Don't worry about it. Yeah, no. So our prayer system is an incredible embodiment of the highest teachings in a safe way. So Echad is mamish getting into Echad. I told him you mamish have to give more time to Echad. The Gemara says you have to be marich the Dalit. Echad. And if you want, you can close your ears and say, and you see what's going on when you say something with your ears closed. You can hear yourself from the inside. You can stop seeing ourselves and hearing ourselves from the outside, like, and get inside. There's nothing like it. And then when you say a word, if your ears closed, you can hear yourself speaking that word. It's mamish. It's real. Because we're saying a lot of words and it's not going anywhere. We have to connect to that essence of who we are and put our essence into what we're doing and to feel that I'm mamish doing the best I can, Hashem. Please let me serve you. And it really works. But you have to hear. You have to breathe. You have to give time to it. You have to be in the Echad. There's a lot of kavanas for Echad. It's mamish to die, like Yitzhak Avinu on the Akedah. The Akedah is Al Kiddush Hashem. Al Kid. Akedah is Rashi Tevos Al Kiddush Hashem. To die for the sanctification of God's name. So we have a kavana that's in the Shulchan Aruch. Is mamish, we have to be willing to die. I have a whole chapter about it in my book on Shema Yisrael. Dying in the Echad. Because it's really not dying, it's only dying to the little me, to come to connection to Him. And then after the Echad, we come down in the Shema. Here you have the, I'll end soon. But we'll come back next week, God willing. Here's the Shema, and what I call the Shema in human form. Why? Because there's 248 words here. 248 words. There's the 248 limbs of the human body. Oh, I see. You want me to go up and connect to you and to bring that oneness down into all the 248 parts of my being. Oh, that's amazing. All the way down into the bottom, which is Mitzrayim, Egypt, the hard places. So it's like this. The middle, there's 3 paragraphs, which represents the lower part of Noah's Ark, is where the garbage was, which is my digestive system. In the temple, it's called the Mizbeach HaOlot, the barbecue altar. My digestive, my desires, my need for sexuality. The middle is where the animals were. Is my heart center in terms of the ark. In terms of the temple, it's where the menorah was. In terms the table was, and the incense altar. It's all protected here. The furniture of the mikdash is the internal vital organs, the lungs, the heart, and the solar plexus, protected by the rib cage. And then the Holy of Holies, which is the top part of the ark, is where the people were. And it's Ham, Yefet, and Shem. And there's 3 sons of Noah. So we're embodying the mikdash, we're embodying the ark, we're embodying all of mankind. Each one of us is the whole world. We have all 3 parts. It's called Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama. So the relationship is like this: is the middle paragraph of the Shema is Ruach. It's Ruach, and there's a tremendous struggle here. The fight. Who am I? This is where I fight for my identity. Where I struggle to be who I am. This is my Egypt. This is where the sparks of holiness of my being are buried deeply in compulsive actions. Lower level me. Things that I got when I was a kid that I haven't grown up from. The anger that I feel. The sexuality that I feel that's uncontrollable. My Ruach came into this world to uplift and to refine my nefesh. but I can't do it without the help of my neshama. So that's why I connect to the neshama level, to go back down with my ruach, my enlightened ruach, my emotional body, enlightened by my higher consciousness, to go and fix my nefesh and come back to here. So you see, I start here, I go up, I connect, I come back down with something powerful to go back down even further into the lower parts of myself. And what do you mean saying I? That's what we are about. That's why our souls came into this world, is to refine the sparks of holiness that are everywhere. Instead of getting pulled down, we pull up, we refine. As a Beit HaMikdash, we bring everything to the Beit HaMikdash, and once we do that, and we bring the Beit HaMikdash, the purpose of it was to bring all species of animals, all species of vegetation, and all species of mineral life to the Mikdash. And if we would have been able to do what we needed to do there, we would have gone back into Eden, into Edenic existence. Because the Mikdash is the halfway house back to Eden. It's not an end in itself. So okay, I went a little bit too far. But my point is that it's within our prayer system is the embodiment of the deepest teachings of the soul coming into this world to elevate, to refine. And that we can become so guided by these beautiful ideas to inspire each other. And in Smash, when you're singing, and especially in a Karbach Minyan, it's very, very special. But if you go fast in Shema Yisrael, and in other places, and in Baruch Hu, after singing so beautifully, but you go just as fast as everybody else goes in the Shema. Fast. So we have to bring, the point of this book is to get into my breathing, to get into holy movement, holy sacred space movement, where I'm moving that my mind I'm moving in such a way that I know that I'm moving down now. I'm moving my head, which is the highest part of me, down to my kishkas, to lift up like a pail in a well, to lift up the pure waters. I'm giving meaning to physical movement again. So the Shemona Esrei, there's no sound, but there's movement, and there's very subtle movement, and there's breathing. In the Shema, there's sound. See, that's why it's important to do meditations that have only sound, only breathing, right? Only internal movement, so that when I have the prayer, I can bring that into my prayer. If I don't do it separate from the prayer, you can't practice meditation in the prayers. You need to have a little bit of practice. And one more thing I'll end with is in the Shemona Esrei, in the Amidah, the first bracha. After you do the first bowing, which as I said before, is mamash like coming up into maybe I told the Hasidim this morning, I forget if I told you. It's coming up, yeah, I did say it. It's the paradigm shift from me as a soul, as a body with a soul, of now I am a soul, and I'm looking down at my own child. My body as the child that I've been given parenting. I'm the parent of my own child. I have the love of a parent and a grandparent for the little me who's struggling in this world. I'm identifying now with the higher part of myself. Anyway, after Baruch Atah Hashem, where I come up into that new level, I say Elokeinu, V'Elokei Avotenu, right, left. At first you can move your head to the right and move your head to the left. Afterwards you can move your eyes inside of your head to the right and your eyes to the left. After a while it's just internal movements of consciousness. It comes down to minimizing the physical movement in terms of actually knowing that I can move my consciousness. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Hakel, which is a whole story in itself, but it's in the middle. Hagadol, Hagibor, the Hanora. In my mind, the tree of life, and it becomes a trellis where the words actually have a place in my mind. And I'm moving my consciousness from one to the other, and I can stay, and I can go into the depth, to the infiniteness of each one if I want. But just on a simple level, if you'll pay attention